أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح كلمة الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله. الله أكبر السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. اللهم صل على
سيدنا محمد عبدك ورسولك نبينا وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ورسولك نبينا وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ورسولك نبينا وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Located on 140 acres of Texas Hill Country, just 40 minutes from the San Antonio International Airport, Bayt al Deen was designed and built to become a self-contained madrassa community. Called the American Institute of Quranic Studies, the madrassa can accommodate up to 70 residential students. In addition to administrative offices, resident and student housing, kitchen and food storage facilities, the property contains 3 wells, underground fuel storage tanks, an emergency electrical generator, and its own laundry facilities. Zahar Farm provides eggs, goat's milk, fresh produce from the fields, and halal meat from the slaughterhouse. A lake and swimming pool add to the on-site recreational possibilities, while the library and bookstore contribute to the studies of students and guests. The side entrance at the front of the madrassa is for the morgue, and a plot behind the school has been designated for the cemetery. In addition to the madrassa, Bayt al Deen is home for Zahra publications, books on Islam, and Camp Futuwa, which is a children's summer camp. At the second Bayt al Deen Sufi gathering, Shaykh Fadhlalla Haeri spoke regarding the purpose of Bayt al Deen.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اذكروا الله ذكرا كثيرا وسبحوه بكرة وأصيلا واذكروا الله ذكرا الذين يذكرون الله قياما وقعودا وعلى جنوبهم. It's all by the dhikr of Allah, so that you recognize that everything is directly from Allah. Everything is directly stemming from Allah. Everything is divine, direct.
No.
Only our grossness, only our nafses, only our selfishness have been woven and constructed, each one according to his way. We all have our chains, which we have woven and manufactured ourselves. And the purpose of this life is for us to recognize how to break these chains. And that is a process of displacement, love of truth, love of haqq, standing for what is correct. يَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَيَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ. What most of us forget often. It's for that reason the situation is what it is. It's not the fault of anybody, it's ignorance, and only ignorance is to be blamed. It is jahiliyyah, it is jahl, it's new jahiliyyah. It is nobody's to be blamed except ourselves. وَمَا ظَلَمْنَاهُمْ وَلَكِنْ كَانُوا أَنفُسُهُمْ يَظْلِمُونَ. It's our fault. Whatever is good is from Allah, whatever is bad is from ourselves. And the cause of that and the root of that is not because we want to cause ourselves wrongness, it's ignorance. So if we have doubt about any action, the Sufi does not undertake it. If something is clear, we undertake it. If something is not, if we are doubt, we try and take counsel, purify the intention, and then we have tawakkul. فَإِذَا عَزَمْتَ. Then we inshallah say, we carry on and we are willing to correct it. It's for that reason we need each other's company. It's for that reason we say, Allah ma'al jama'ah. It's for that reason you find traditionally always lovers of Allah get together and only look upon what gives them strength and leave aside what causes also outwardly what appears to be outer differences. Outwardly everybody is different. No two fingerprints are alike. Inwardly what makes us tick is the same. Our consciousness is one. So the Sufi always starts from that premise. Tries to unify because he sees nothing other than the oneness behind diversity. Even in disagreement he sees the hand of the unity. So outwardly he may appear as to be indifferent, inwardly he recognizes that there is only the oneness of it all. Outwardly we all have different colors, we all have different shapes of teeth, we all have different feet, we all have different clothes, we all have different nationalities, we are all afflicted by these differences, and we are given the mercy of the inner recognition and the knowledge of the oneness behind it. In order to create these opportunities for most of us to move more and more and displace more and more our intentions and purification of it, I've been trying to create few arenas. I'd like to speak to you 2-3 minutes about those. Basically, I have no purpose in these except to create a situation for those human beings who want to spend some of their energy and their time in an area where it is completely dedicated fi sabilillah and is guided constantly and purified constantly and audited and vetted constantly, that it has no other purpose. As a result of that, we have created a teaching arena here, whereby we will take on few people on regular basis, for long-term basis, to be taught the Quran basically, and sufficient Sharia for them to know references. My orientation and my gift and what I know, what I have and what I want to share is the Quran. And we will basically have the basis of Sharia taught here, and it will be fairly open-minded, but the essence of it will be the Ja'fari Sharia. We will inshallah have 1 or 2 of the Malikis also here, also for flavor and for comparison and for that purpose. As Shaykh Abdul Qadir said the first day, you are all guests here of a Ja'fari, Ithna Ashari enclave. But being Sufis, we accept all. We only see Allah behind everything. So we also consider Imam Malik as a great mujtahid and a great faqih. We consider him as a student of one of the great imams. So we are open-minded to all that. And we have certain differences, and these differences are verifiable. In time also there will be enough publications to expound these, because they do not exist in English at the moment. They are basically scholastic deep work. Many of us will not find refuge unless we are given a great deal of academic and deep research into the various aspects of Sharia. It's perfectly correct. It's a good arena. So we will, inshallah, to our limited ability, everything is limited in this existence, we will give those arenas. There is another arena which is called Noor Health Foundation. Basically, it has got two ends to it, like everything in life has two. One side of it is research into so-called Islamic medicine. It is not exclusivity of what the name implies, that knowledge. Islamic medicine was truly an amalgamation of Islam means submission to reality. Therefore, everything that is good is from the real. So take it and collect it. And that's what they did. They took from the Ayurvedic, they took from the Roman. There was no such thing. If you look at this, where Islam came, there was nothing other than ignorance. There was nothing other than misery and death. But Islamic medicine means accepting the mercy of Allah, taking from what Allah has created, wherever that creation may be, and purifying it, purifying the intention behind the practices of it, and therefore, as a result of that, great Hakims emerged. It was a result of the emergence of these great men of purity, who were basically great Sufis. And also so many other rascals also came up with a lot of things that built upon existing knowledges and did nothing other than build up their arrogances. And some of those are the more known in the West than the great Hakims of the East. So we want to resuscitate that knowledge which existed, which exists also now, to a greater extent. But all what we want to do is to create a research situation where many of these manuscripts will see the light of the day. And at the other end of the foundation's practices is in the field. We already have few clinics in different places. We had a first batch of 8 Hakims we trained, and they are in different locations now. I am not here the rescuer of the poor, nor am I WHO, nor do I intend to compete with them. We are poor Sufis. We are on the ground. However, this will create an arena for those of you who are medically inclined, for you to give a bit of your time, not being unpaid salesmen of drug companies.
Several clinics, orphanages, and schools are already open in India, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka. The centers provide opportunity for Fuqara and local residents to serve in the fields of health and education. The main concern of these activities, however, is to carry out da'wah through service. New centers in Costa Rica and Argentina have also been established. A comprehensive range of books are now being translated into Spanish for use in the new and planned centers in South and Central America. Books in Spanish and in English will include rare, unpublished, old manuscripts written by some of the great men of Allah, books on health-related subjects, and a series of books oriented to the education of children are also being published.
So on the field side, I'm interested in anybody who is medically inclined to come and help us in some of these clinics, which we are using as centers for da'wah. Da'wah, the way we do it is by example. I'm not interested, I will not have anybody connected with me or with Zahra Trust who go out and simply say, come to Islam. I have no interest in such. It should be by the way he lives, by the way he treats his family, by the way he treats his neighbors, by the way that people will come to him, tell him, who are you? Tell us what you do. How come you have, what is it? What have you got that I haven't got? Come and tell me. So he says, come, in the next 10 minutes we pray together when the adhan comes. And he prays that Allah will give him the idhn and the permission to invite somebody else to this unending feast of submission. So Noor Health has that objective in mind. And whatever other backup we give it in terms of pamphlet is only as aids. You cannot convert anybody. It's only Allah who does it. إِنَّكَ لَا تَهْدِي مَنْ أَحْبَبْتَ إِنَّ اللَّهَ يَهْدِي مَنْ يَشَاءُ. There's no such thing as converting and all that awful business. It's the movement of a heart, and a heart moves if another heart is spinning, if it is a qalb. If it is not spinning, then it is nothing other than inflicting and afflicting one's own anger upon others. This is not the Muhammadi way, this is not the Ahlul Bayti way, and I do not know any other way. Because Allah is the way, there is only one way. We have the love of Allah, and that's enough for us. I did not come to America with the intention of a community. Allah had given me enough experience and knowledge in this life to ascertain that there was nothing I could do in America better and more useful than creating a little haven. It was very clear to me that you cannot, it's time for a great community or a state to be in Islam and so on, is not there, it's not right. There's still a lot of deep ignorance and anger and frustration and so on. And I did what only my heart could tell me, that it was the best possible action to create a sanctuary for anybody who has got the right courtesy towards Allah, to be welcomed here, so as to learn, for us also to learn how to serve better. So I did what I could, and it is already finished. The next stage is just to get the teachings going and the right courtesy in this domain as best as we know. There are many other related projects. We have got publishing and printing, which we are expanding rapidly. Any one of you wants to contribute some of their time in translating ability or in any other related printing or typing or any other capabilities, please do come to us. Our work in England, which is expanding to translate and to resuscitate the Deen, our job, the Sufi's work, is to resuscitate, revitalize that which is already there. He's not bringing anything new. He's only regurgitating what has already been there. Any way you are interested, you're welcome. Just purify your intention. Do not bring us your troubles. We have enough trouble in our hand. We are struggling, we are in jihad. If your intentions are pure, if it is totally and absolutely without any selfish or subjective personal reason for it, you will find that the wizard is not there, that the weight is basically hardly there. It's a whiff. It appears as though you are afflicted and inflicted by that. It is only an outer appearance. Because of the actions you are taking, looks as though you are single-pointedly in that jihad. Whereas inwardly you are totally and absolutely dwelling with a pure motive. There is no sandstone that makes it fossilized, that creates the pearl around it. Nothing more beautiful than a pearl. And the pearl is a rejection. Is the rejection of the animal It's a protection of the animal from that foreign matter. So each one of us outwardly can look back, and if you had a disappointment, if you had dissatisfaction with the decree, it was because you were not in submission. Each one of us experientially can think back and relish that amazing experience. أَلَمْ نَشْرَحْ لَكَ صَدْرَكَ. This ayah is directed to every human being, to every follower of the message, to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to each one of us. Didn't we show what is in your heart? Didn't we relieve your heart? Didn't we relieve your chest? Didn't we take off the burdens that were afflicting you? Didn't we get you out of the hole that you were trying to take refuge in it, and you find that there is nothing other than one big hole, the hole of divine consciousness, which is called the world. H-A-L-L, hole, not H-O-L-E. Didn't we show you that every moment is a holy moment? Every day is a holy day, not a holiday. Didn't we give you the meanings of the situation in which you were confused? The confusion is according to the degree and the density of the purity of the heart. The less pure it is, the more it is confusing, the more it is jumble sale. The clearer it is, the more it's a jeweler shop. 2 or 3 big jewels in one chest. Otherwise, it's a garage sale. The sooner you get it over and done with, the better you can even enter the house in order to start putting some order into it. Alhamdulillah wa shukrulillah. Alhamdulillah wa shukrulillah. Alhamdulillah wa shukrulillah wa shukrulillah. Alhamdulillah. 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 Allah